Hello, Being and Knowing, Professor Fairweather, with just a quick word on the week ahead. Um, we're not jumping into our metaphysics book quite yet. We are going to have a couple days introducing generally the field of epistemology, theory of knowledge. And as our first little peek into it, we'll take a look at the curiosity article. I should say right off the bat, the article I posted written by a friend of mine, but that's not the important part. He That document is a draft of a final version that he published in a volume that I edited, which is out now. Thank God, it was a lot of work, but it's the nearly final draft that I have up there, so it doesn't look a couple rough edges, but I hope it should be okay for you. Ilhan is also not a native English speaker, but he's a good English speaker. But anyways, just a mention of that. So we'll look at that as a particular example of epistemology and epistemic topic or issue. I wouldn't say completely traditionally a completely traditional epistemic topic, which is actually one reason why I chose it. And Ilhan Inan, the author of the paper there, notes how little neglect of the topic of curiosity there really has been in the history of philosophy, and epistemology in particular, despite the fact that curiosity seems to be not only an epistemic topic, but really pretty darn important. Aristotle, I think, says that man by nature wants to know, and that seems to suggest that curiosity is really part of our nature. We are curious little monkeys. If indeed evolution and all that is true, it would be seen to be kind of part of the very kind of thing that we are. And it just relates to knowledge and justification and certainty in kind of obvious ways, where the latter set of concepts, those have been discussed in epistemology for hundreds, indeed thousands of years, but not that much on curiosity. So it also seems worthwhile to do for that reason. Let me suggest a couple things you might pay attention to and that we'll discuss in class on the topic of curiosity. We'll look at just what it is, the most basic concept, at least in the way that Inan goes about defining different species of it, the main core of it, and some of the nuanced aspects of it. We'll just kind of look at the question, what is curiosity? Interesting things that I would like to discuss in class would include what really separates curiosity from confusion. I think in the way that Inan defines curiosity, you could say a lot of the same things about confusion that he says about curiosity, at least in terms of giving the basic definition. We seem to regard confusion as a much less desirable state than curiosity, which is not to say that curiosity can't steer you in the wrong direction or something like that, but we rarely aim to become confused. Other people might try to get us confused, who knows, but confusion seems to be a much less positive thing than curiosity. And thus, it seems worthwhile kind of looking at wherein lies the difference, how one might turn into the other. The second question is, can you be better or worse at being curious? Like, can you be bad at it? Can you try and fail, or try and just not do a very good job? Are there criteria for evaluation for the state of curiosity, such that we might evaluate people as being better or worse at it. So I've got actually do have some ideas about that I think are actually pretty important, and they do connect to some of these central topics in epistemology in general. And I will say a little something about that over the next 2 days as well. So really, we'll take a look at epistemology in general, an overview, and specifically this movement called virtue epistemology that I have been working in for a while. And as a key instance of virtue epistemology, we'll read, we'll have as our weekly reading, the Curiosity paper. So really, that's the only thing you would need to read. And keeping in mind those questions, what is it and what are the main forms of curiosity that Inan argues for? How is it different from confusion? And can you be bad at being curious? How do you explain all that? That should pretty much keep us busy for the week. Then we'll jump into the Red Metaphysics book. We'll go back to metaphysics for a while, and really epistemology is going to be our second half topic, but we'll have a general idea of what metaphysics and epistemology are. Then next week, jumping into the metaphysics textbook with that chapter on abstract entities. So yeah, we'll just do that reading. We'll have some discussion. So far, you guys have been a good group. I look forward to it. And I'll see you soon.